how to really confuse Mark Wahlberg, will not be seen tonight, so we can bring you the following presentation.
What is up, everyone? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Ramage Show, you know what I mean? We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to be picking every NFL game for the week, you know what I mean? And we're going to be having a good time, you know what I mean? Not picking the Bears to win, I'll tell you that right now. But before we get started and talking all about the games, big shout out to the sponsors of the show, Kwik Trip. You know what I mean? They got themselves a bake sale going on. They got some great stuff. Be sure that you check that Kwik Rewards app to see what they got coming up. But check out the bake sale. You know, they got great deals on their bakery situations over there. Look at that, $2.99 for a premium donuts. You know what I mean? So, and also Nicolet Law being a great sponsor. If you get injured, you're missing work, things ain't going well for you. You're going to need someone to lean on. Nicolet Law is those people, you know what I mean? NicoletLaw.com. Russell Nicolet and his crew are gonna they care, you know what I mean? They're the people's lawyer. That's what they are, you know what I mean? So check out NicoletLaw.com if you need them. Hopefully you don't, but if you do, you know what I mean? But here we go. So we're gonna be picking all NFL games. What's up, Vinny? Let's bring the producer Vinny in here real quick. How we doing tonight, Vinny?
Oh, doing really good. I'm actually having a pretty good day.
There you go. You know what I mean? So we're going to be picking all the NFL games. I got them lined up over here. Well, shout out to Vinny because he's got all the graphics popping over here. But if you're watching YouTube, Facebook, all the places, also this is on the podcast, on the audio version. So you can check out on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all the places that you listen to podcasts. Go ahead and check it out over there, you know, if you don't see the whole thing. And if you're listening on the podcast, go subscribe over on YouTube and all the places. But here we go. So let's get into this, Vinny. Are you ready? Are you ready to pick some NFL games?
I am ready. I've been studying. I've been seeing who's going on IR, who's getting replaced. I am ready to go.
Yeah, you always give me like the info. I don't know stuff all the time, you know what I mean? So let's get to the first game. Thursday night foosball, you know what I mean? We will be doing a live watch party for this thing right here, right? And here we go. We have the Broncos the Raiders at the Broncos over here. And this is what this is. The Broncos are 7-2, good football team. Raiders are 2-6, not a good football team. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, and also a game I don't think a lot of people care about. But 98% of the CBS land thinks the Broncos are going to win this thing, and I think they're right. You know what I mean? I don't think that this game is worthy of spending too much time on. But here we go. We got our first comment over here. Robert says it's Nicolet Rob. All right, there you go. You know what I mean? What's up? How you doing? But yeah, so that game sucks. You know what I mean? Broncos are probably going to tear through them. But although I have the Raiders, what's his name, Genty, the rookie running back, I have him on my fantasy team, so I could really use him. But yeah, come check it out. Thursday Night Football, Broncos Raiders. I think the Broncos are going to beat the crap out of them. Is what I think. We should probably try to hype that game up and not say it's going to be a bad game because we want people to watch the live watch party, right?
Well, you know, we'll make it fun for everybody watching.
I'm not a professional, right? Try to hype it up like this game's gonna suck. Come watch me, boy. But yeah, I think the Broncos are gonna beat the crap out, and that might be fun to watch too. But maybe the Raiders, you know, because the Raiders they got that running back. Maybe they get something brewing over there. I haven't watched the Raiders game this year, so I can't tell you. But let's keep it moving over here. We have ourselves another game over here. The Falcons, 3-5 Falcons. Going at the Indianapolis Colts, 7-2, the talk of the league. 97% of the CBS land thinks the Colts are going to win this game. The Colts, they're a good football team. I think that they're going to be the Super Bowl team for the AFC. I think, you know, right now, I don't think that's some wild take or whatever. But they just added who? Sauce Gardner, right?
Yeah, right at the end of the trade deadline. And they got even better. Yeah.
Yeah, they got Sauce Gardner over there. So, the Colts are on a mission. They're all in. They're all hands on deck. They're going for this thing. So I think the Colts win this game. I think they win it easily. You know what I mean? I want to get to some chat over here. Karen's helping this thing. She says, "Howdy, Matt and Vinny." There we go. Appreciate you, Karen. Thanks for being here. You know what I mean? And Rick says, evening, gentlemen. Cheers. Cheers, Rick. You know what I mean? And
Rick.
Robert's over here. Genty should have a decent game, not huge game. Broncos win easily. Yeah, I think Genty's he's gonna do some stuff over there for the Raiders. Hopefully, you know what I mean. But my fantasy season's over anyways. Falcons in an upset of the week, says Rick. And so there you go. And we're gonna keep it moving over here. You know what I mean? All right. So let's go to the next game over here. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it rocking and rolling over here. And we have the Saints who are 1-8 at the Panthers who are 5-4. You know what I mean? I don't care about this game of like all the games I don't care about. This is like top 10, probably all time since they're doing this show. No. But the Panthers beat the Packers. Obviously, they're 5-4. I'm picking them to win. 97% of CBS land thinks they're going to win this thing. But the Saints are like a bad team. I don't know who the Saints beat. But they're not good. Like whenever I see like highlights or whatever, I think the Bears smacked the crap out of the Saints. The Saints are just a bad football team, I believe. So the Panthers, they're riding high. They beat the Packers. Well, whatever. I don't want to talk about it. But I think that they're gonna take it to them. Wandering Wisconsin in the building. You know what I mean? Cheers. You know what I mean? We got ourselves a Nicolet Law koozie over here. I'll drink to that. You know what I mean?
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah,
what the heck is that?
Shout out to Wandering Wisconsin. She does great content. You know what I mean? Check her out. But division rivals, no blowout, but Panthers win. I think the Panthers probably, it might not be a blowout because, first of all, the Panthers, they had 100 passing yards against the Packers. So it's not like they're world beaters. The Packers lost the game. I don't want to get into it. We talked about it. It's just depressing me, Vinny. You know what I mean?
It does. It does. He gets really.
We did talk about it. We talked about it. Not like I'm avoiding it. But all right, so let's keep it going to the next one over here. We have the Giants 2-7, going at the Bears in Chicago. The Bears are 5-3, right? So here's the thing: the Giants are a team the Packers play coming up. Obviously, I'm going to be at that game. I'm going to New York, but so we're going to be watching that game over there. But also the Bears, obviously division rival. We know all about them. So I think that this is a good game for Packer fans to see like what's what. But the Bears are 5-3. But dude, the Bears ain't scared no one. I'm picking the Giants in this game.
There's one thing that you definitely know about the Bears, man.
What's that?
The Bears still suck.
The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really, 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 really suck. Yes, the Bears still suck. There we go. You know what I mean? I apologize, people listening on the podcast. On the podcast. I didn't mean to say it so fancy. No, but like they have to hear me singing on their way to work. You know what I mean? That's what's happening right now for them. I apologize for that. No, but that's good stuff. But I'm taking the Giants this game just because I do not pick the Bears to win games. I've never picked the Bears to win a game. I'm not going to start now. The Giants are a struggling team. Their young running back got injured. I feel like the Giants have they're like part of a rebuild, and they got some excitement brewing there with their quarterback Dart. But the Scattaboo was their running back. He got hurt. He's out for the season, I think. So that sucks because he was a big part of that. Now it's part of all the excitement and whatnot. But maybe the Giants fight. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna just be nice to Giant fans because I'm going to New York. You know what I mean? I want them to like me and be nice to me while I'm there. You know what I mean? So I'll pick the Giants in this one right here.
I think the Giants have a good upset on Chicago. They wear out their momentum on Chicago. The Packers go into New York and beat New York because they run out of momentum.
Yep. Hey, I like it. You know what I mean? The Bears still suck again. No, we're not doing that no more. Rick said, I want to drink a Bloody Mary with Wandering. You know what I mean? She's an absolute legend. She's out here. You know what I mean? Everyone knows who she is. So here, let's keep her moving over here. So we have ourselves the Jaguars taking on the Texans over here. This is in Texas. So the Jaguars 5-3, Texans 3-5. Texans not a good football team, and like you mentioned earlier, what'd you say? CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud is out this weekend.
Yeah, so the starting quarterback's out. So an already bad football team gets even worse. So the Jaguars are going to win this thing. The Jaguars are kind of doing some stuff. You know what I mean? They are 5-3. I just want to pop in over here and check out some of their grades. I'm not going to go too far. But the Texans defense, dude, they're top 10 in like every category. First in total yards, third in passing yards, sixth in rushing yards, first in points. Texans defense, I didn't even realize how good they were. So I don't know. That Texans defense is a beast because offense for the Jaguars, they're basically middle of the pack and all that. I'm not going to go through it, but basically 15th, give or take a couple on all that. So maybe the Texans defense can hold it off because that's a mighty defense right there.
But Matt, once again, I think we know better than that. Having a good defense, but when you don't score on an offense, we have seen that.
Oh,
I want to say where.
I didn't pick the Texans. I picked the Jaguars anyways.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I agree. But I'm just saying maybe there's a chance, you know what I mean? But yeah, absolutely. You got to put the points up. Robert says, Stroud is out taking the Jaguars. Dark Arts Poker says, yo, Matt, are you keeping track of your record overall? Oh, yeah, we have the records for everyone. We will show it at the end. We have a top five, a top list over there. We have like 300 people in this thing. And actually our producer is like tied for first place.
Yeah.
I'm in like 106 or whatever. Yeah, I'm not doing so good. You know what I mean? But all right, so let's keep moving over here. Yeah, but and also the top spot is gonna get a gift card to the Packers Pro Shop.
Yeah, but if I win, it just means I get another sticker. That's funny.
Yeah, if you win, I ain't paying nothing. You know what I mean? Like my buddy at work won a giveaway. I was like, he asked me, hey, what are those stickers? I was like, huh? Who? No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. We got coming up Sunday, the Bills, 6-2 Bills, going at the Dolphins in Miami. The Miami Dolphins are 2-7, and the Dolphins are an absolute trash show, dude. They're not good, dude. And I don't mean that to like talk trash. I got no hate for the Dolphins. I have no reason to hate them. But they're a mess. 99% of CBS land thinks the Bills are going to win this game. The Bills are looking pretty good. They're favored by 9 in this thing. The Bills, what do they got over here? Their last 5 games, they're 3-2. Last 5 games for the Dolphins are 1-4. So that tells you who's on a path. The Bills' offense first in total yards, 3rd in points. You know what I mean? 1st in rushing yards. They're 14th in passing yards. But the Bills' offense getting after it. The Bills' defense, top 10. No, they're not. 12th in total yards, 2nd in passing yards, 28th in rushing yards, and 9th in points. So, yeah, we don't need to look at the Dolphins. They're about last and everything. You know what I mean? They're just not a good football team. Yeah, Bills by 100. It's a Dark Arts Poker. You know what I mean? Rick said 49-3 Bills.
Yeah, this sums up the Dolphins right here.
Yeah. Dolphins ain't good. They're going to have a new coach soon. They're going to have a rebuild. They're going to have a whole new situation over there. I don't know what's going on over there. I thought it was going to be a better situation. We've talked about it before with McDaniels. I like him. He's kind of a funny guy. He's not telling as many jokes these days. You know what I mean? I don't ever see those clips anymore of him saying funny stuff. It's just him like angry, storming out like through the hallway or whatever. They kind of get those clips out there. But here we go. So let's get moving over here. We have the Baltimore Ravens, the 3-5 Baltimore Ravens, going on to the Minnesota. Take on the Vikings, who are 4-4. And Viking fans, they've been getting a little chatty. Which is funny about Viking fans is that throughout the first 8 weeks of the season, I haven't seen many Viking fans. And I'm kind of a trash talker on the internet. You know what I mean? Viking fans know me. They don't like me. They always tag me and trash talking. But they've been pretty quiet. But now they're 4-4. They're getting all like spiked up. I'm like, dude, you're still last in the division. I'm not going to argue with Viking fans. You're at 500, dude. You know what I mean? The best division in football. But like Viking fans, it's funny how they will just quiet down when things ain't going well. As soon as they have just a little bit of inkling, like, oh, look at us, we're feeling good about ourselves. Then they just start trolling. They're just out there talking trash. But I'm like, bro, you are a 4-4 football team. You are 4-4. You are in last place. You know what I mean? Look, I didn't even realize that on where I look at the games or whatever, it shows the ticket prices. Tickets starting at $144 over there for the Vikings game in Minnesota. Not bad. The Jets, $42. That game is next. I think we might have to start adding that into the stat. How much our ticket prices?
They can't even give them away.
I think that's funny that was there. I didn't know. But yeah, so we got the Ravens. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is back. Lamar Jackson's doing his thing, dude. He went off last week, and at least fantasy was. That's what I saw because he was on my bench, and I'm bad at fantasy football. But I think the Ravens win this thing. I'm picking the Ravens, but I'm not going to pick the Vikings. And the Vikings ain't like a team that I will never ever pick to win a game because not like the Bears. The Bears, no matter what, It doesn't matter if the Bears were on top, which I've never had this issue because it never happens. But like if they were on top, I would still pick them to lose all the time. But the Vikings, my hatred for the Vikings is just a little less. You know what I mean? They don't matter to me quite as much. But anyways, I'm picking the Ravens in this game as I ramble on. So let's see what people are talking about in the chat over here. Ron Talk Sports says Ravens by 15,000. Rick's talking about the last game. Dolphins game being shown on Cartoon Network. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I think the Ravens are going to win that ball game right there. And Green Mohawk 12 says Bears still suck. You know what I mean? And we always got to bring that chat up over here. But here we go. So let's keep moving on this thing. I think I'm taking the Ravens over here. And then we have the Browns, 2-6 Browns, going on to New York to take the 1-7 Jets on. This is a wild ball game right here.
Game of the week right here.
We're talking about 3 wins between both teams. You know what I mean? This is I'm not going to go through this game because no one cares. But the Browns are favored by 2.5. I just want to look at what's going on here. So team comparisons.
There's not much going on there, Matt. You're just wasting your time.
Team comparisons. Let's check this out. Home away record. The Browns 0-4. The Jets 0-5. Last 5 games. The Browns 1-4. The Jets 1-4. CBS Power Ranking. The Browns 28th. The Jets 31st. This is a barn burner. You know what I mean? This is an absolute barn burner. And like if you look at the Browns offense, dude, they're like 30th in everything. 28th in one of them. You know what I mean? Their defense obviously is the defense. They got one over there. We shouldn't make fun of the Browns too much because they did beat us. You know what I mean? I know all the chat will be saying that. But they beat you. But you know what I mean? Robert East says Slapfest Browns by a field goal.
And that's the whole score of the game right there, too.
Philly boys say Cleveland wins 3-2.
Oh, you see there. See, Philly's thinking like I am. See?
Yeah. And then right here, Rick says Jets Browns 12 points total. Yeah, that's pretty much what everyone's saying. We got Kevin in the building over here. Is the Browns Jets line also the over under? Possibly could be, but yeah. So that should be a good game. You know what I mean? We spent more time on that game than the games that are meaningful because it's just so bad. Because I will skip through a trash game, but that is like historically bad. A 2-6 team taking on the 1-7 team. I'm just surprised it's not like Thursday Night Football. That's what I'm surprised because they had some doozies on this thing, you know what I mean? But on prime time. But let's keep moving over here. We have the New England Patriots 7-2 taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that's in Tampa Bay. They are 6-2. 74% of CBS line thinks the Buccaneers are going to win this game. You know, I got the Patriots in this thing. I'm taking the Patriots. They're on the road. The Bucs are favored to win by 2.5. But I got the Patriots. The Patriots, they're 4-0 with a home record. Oh yeah, home away record. So they're 4-0. Last 5 games, 5-0. CBS Power Ranking, they're 5th. Obviously, the Bucs are 1st in the CBS Power Rankings. I didn't even realize that. But I'm taking the Patriots in this one. I feel like I think the Bucs are a good team, and I think the Bucs are going to be a situation. But I just have a feeling the Patriots are going to win this game, and that's why I'm 106th on our picks, you know what I mean? Because I just have a feeling, and my feeling is like you don't have good feelings about.
Vinny says go with the Bucks. Okay.
Yeah. More points in the Browns game or empty beer cans from Matt. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's a good one right there. This is a sneaky good game. Are you talking about the Patriots game? I think this is actually gonna be a really, really good game.
Actually,
Patriots
yeah,
at Buccaneers. I feel like both these teams are good teams. I'm taking the Patriots. Who are you taking, Vinny? Who do you got in this game?
Buccaneers at home. They're going to win at home. That's why I'm tied for first.
I know, right? Like I could argue with you.
Yeah. Whoa.
It's like when fans argue with like real athletes. Like they'll argue with NFL players or like coaches, like former coaches or whatever. Like Kurt Warner gets this a lot. He'll say like, "Well, you gotta throw it here or whatever." You know what I mean? Because obviously he's a quarterback. People are like, "No, that's not right." And like, dude, you work like at Fleet Farm. You have like a regular job like the rest of us. How are you arguing with Kurt Warner about what a quarterback should be doing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you look at the strength of the Buccaneers and you look at the fact having home field advantage right there for the game.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough to go against them, and it's kind of a safe bet. For me, that's a safe pick, picking the Buccaneers at home.
Yeah, let's see the price of this. $247 is the ticket starting price So $247 for that one. You know what I mean? People want to know the starting price. Terry said, poor play calling. O-line needs to protect. Love may have to go back to substitute kicker. Receivers got to get open. Yeah, absolutely. You know, talking about the Packers, obviously. They got some stuff to do. You know what I mean? We'll be talking about the Packers here coming up. But,
it's coming up, yes.
It is coming up. But here we go. So next we have the Arizona Cardinals sitting at 3-5. Taking on the Seattle Seahawks, who are 6-2. Average ticket price for that game is $118. So there you go. That's a ticket starting price. I don't think it's the average. Anyways, here we go. I think the Seahawks are going to win this game. I think everyone does. 97% of the land, CBS land, says the Seahawks are going to win this game. So what do you say, Vinny?
Seahawks, and the word in Arizona is Kyler Murray. The era of Kyler Murray is over. He's on injured reserve now.
Reportedly, Brissett's a starting quarterback, and I think he's going to be going forward. You know what I mean? Like he's, I don't know. I watched him play whatever game that was, and he looked good. You know, he looks.
Yeah,
like
he's definitely. It looks like it's his time now. Yeah.
So I think they're going to give it a go. Anyways, So Philly Boy says Seattle by 12. Oh, I like the, you know what I mean? That was clever. Sea Chickens win by 7. Yeah, I say that as well. Seahawks are going to win this game. Isn't that who I picked, right?
I think that's what you said, Seahawks. Yeah, and I said the same thing.
I'm very smart. But here we go. The Rams 6-2 taking on the 49ers in San Francisco, who are 6-3. 76% of CBS land thinks the Rams are going to win this game, and I agree. And also, I hate the 49ers, so I don't pick them a ton. You know what I mean? I think the Rams are going to win this game. What do you think, Vinny? What do you think? And then I'll check out.
Hey, I'm right with you with the Rams, 100%. Rams are going to run all over San Francisco. Yep. And
the Rams are favored by 4.5. You know what I mean? They're having a good time over here. Last 5 games are 4-1. They got a little something going on over here. They're 4th in the CBS power ranking. So yeah, I'm not going to go over to 49ers because screw them. But so the Rams are going to win this game. You know what I mean, Vinny? You know what I mean? All right,
oh yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I am digging what you're cooking.
Deb said, howdy, boys. My first Pick'em show, picking the Packers to win. That's all. Go, Pack, go. We'll be getting to the Pack game pretty quick over here. Erica, she jumps in. Hang on, I missed a comment. She said, hey, Matt and Vinny, go, Pack, go, go, Pack.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well.
What the heck is that?
Robert said, rivals again, taking the Rams here. Absolutely taking the Rams over here. What's your prize picks lineup, Matt Ramage, for week 10? I don't think I didn't set anything yet, but I will be setting some stuff up over there. But all right, so let's get moving over here. We have the Detroit Lions sitting at 5-3, taking on the Washington Commanders in Washington, who are 3-6. 99% of CBS land thinks the Lions are going to win this game. I'm picking the Lions in this game too. The Lions, you know what I mean? They're favored by 8 in this ball game. 3-2 in the last 5 games, 11th in the CBS Sports Power Ranking. The Lions are getting after it. I don't think the Lions are that special, but Washington's like they're not a good football team right now. They're not.
You saw what happened to Daniels, right, with the quarterback?
Yeah,
his arm, that was gruesome. Yeah, that's Washington. Stick a fork in them. They're done. They're done.
Washington, they're having a bad time over there. So there we go. Robert said Lions big here. Yeah, that the Lions should absolutely massacre the Washington Commanders, which I don't like to say Preston Smith's over there in Washington, but they're just not a good football team right now. So
no, last year they had a great year. This year, for some reason, they just don't have the same.
Oh yeah,
spark.
They had injuries and they had all types of stuff leading up, and even outside of the injuries, I just feel like they kind of lost a little bit of that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the other thing too is last year they weren't on anybody's radar at all. Last year because they were horrible. You know, before that, and that's what happens. You become a good team, you get on people's radars. Bam, they start playing you a little harder, and then bam, they get the injuries like you said.
Stuff out sometimes, you know what I mean? All right, so we're going to keep moving here. This Sunday night foosball.
Which I think we're covering that game too, correct?
What?
Are we covering this game on Sunday night?
Hey, maybe we are. Did we say we were?
We talked about it, yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll do a watch party for this. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 5-3, taking on the Chargers. I always want to call them the San Diego Chargers, but I'll just say the Chargers.
I do too. You're not the only one.
Hey, the starting ticket price, $191. I mean, that's not bad. Dude, first of all, for that Washington Lions game, starting ticket price, $77. So if you want to go to a ball game, head on over to Washington. But here we go on this Pittsburgh game, Sunday Night Football. 5-3 Steelers, 6-3 Chargers. Two good ball games going at each other. The Chargers are favored by 3 over in this thing. The Steelers are 3-2 last 5 ball games. So is the Chargers. 17th in the CBS Power Rankings are the Steelers. 12th are the Chargers. So two good teams over here. I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but the Chargers have a good defense. Basically, they're good at stopping the pass. 4th in passing yards. You know what I mean? So the Steelers aren't really particularly good in anything, offense and defense. Like they're not standing out. Like they're not top 10 in anything. So, but I think who did I pick in this game? I picked the Steelers in this game. Aaron Rodgers, especially if we're gonna do a live watch party. You know what I mean? Aaron Rodgers gonna light that thing up. I feel like Aaron Rodgers, anytime he's on the field, teams can pop off a little bit. So I'm taking the Steelers in this thing. What do you got, Vinny?
Well, I wanted to go with Rodgers, but because of the pass defense of the Chargers, and they're at home, I went with the Chargers because I think Rodgers is going to be getting those short little pass plays, and he's going to have a hard time. He's going to have a hard time.
Like your attitude right now. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm sorry.
I'm taking the Packers against the Eagles. I'm taking the Rams against the 49ers, the Chargers against the Steelers, and I'm taking the Colts against the Falcons on Sunday morning, the Germany game. There you go.
Yeah, you say tomato, I say tomato. I mean, come on.
Harbaugh gets the best of Tomlin. Gotta love it. There you go. Are these starting ticket prices top row nosebleeds? Probably. I have no idea. I just see it. I didn't even know that was there. And I just yeah.
They're euchre seats.
Lead the league in touchdowns. I'm not really sure what it is, but I want to get to the best game of the whole week. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. The Philadelphia Eagles, Monday Night Foosball. Eagles 6-2, taking on the Green Bay Packers, who sit at 5-2-1.
Go, Pack, go!
You know what I mean? 68% of CBS land are wrong. They're taking the Eagles. 32% taking the Packers. Let's run it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Packers right now 2.5 favored at Lambeau Field. The Packers last 5 games 3-1-1. For the Eagles, 3-2. You know what I mean? CBS Power Ranking, the Eagles are 6th. The Packers are 9th. And there we go. So the Packers defense, though, getting after it. Total yards, they are 5th. Passing yards, they are 9th. Rushing yards, they are 5th. And points, they're 8th. So the Packers defense really getting after it. But the Packers offense, according to right here, total yards on the offense, 8th. Passing yards, 8th. Rushing yards, 16th. And points, 11th. The Eagles, who cares? No, but they're they're kind of middle, offense not real great. Dude, is this even accurate, dude? It doesn't seem like it. Total yards, the Eagles' offense is 24th. They're 25th in passing yards, 19th in rushing yards, 10th in points, and on defense, 23rd in total yards, 15th in passing yards, 19th in rushing yards, and 19th in points. If that's accurate, that doesn't, Eagles aren't looking, that impressive. But the Eagles are a good football team. They're leading the NFC, right?
They are a good football team. Yes, that is accurate. But they go in bursts. The thing they have going for them is the tush push.
Yeah,
they're really good on third downs. Yeah,
when you get down there, but they're a beatable team, and the Packers are going to beat them. Monday Night Football, Lambeau Field. After that disastrous what went on in with Carolina. But then Tucker Kraft going down. We got a comment right here. Rick said Musgrave with a tutty and Jacobs with 2 tutties. Yeah, so we need Musgrave to step up a little bit. We need a lot of guys to step up. Got a lot of injuries. We're dropping pass catchers. Tucker Kraft was more than a pass catcher. He was a good blocker. He did a lot. Tucker Kraft injury is horrible. I hate it, but it is what it is. They got to keep her moving. Musgrave, you know what I mean? Dig deep. What are we thinking? And so, Vinny, if you're Matt LaFleur, Vinny, and
I don't talk to kickers then, but go ahead.
Yeah. What's your game plan? You want to beat the Philadelphia Eagles Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field. What are you doing? What's your kind of strategy? You don't have to break it down. I'm not talking about film study, but how are you trying to attack them offensively? Because we know the defense is going to do their thing. I think the defense is going to be a battle with the Eagles offense, but what do you do offensively? Because that's where the Packers are struggling right now.
Well, yeah, the first thing I want to do is wear down their defensive line. That's more than anything. So I want to feed Jacobs. Get him going. Get Wilson out there. Get Wilson going, right? Break down that defensive line. Give Love some time, right? and then expose the field. Get Watson. Get those guys. Get down there. Expand that field. Stretch it out like that. And that'll open up play action. And with play action, we could tear them apart and just pick them back. And just do that. Just pick them apart.
Dude,
That's what we need to do. We got to stretch the field on them.
yeah, I say you get aggressive with the pass game a little bit, because like what teams are trying, and not be so stupid about it. End all the creativity and trying to be fancy with it. I mean, you could have some of that, but like limit it. But what teams are trying to do is they're trying to keep everything underneath. So you have to figure out, how do you stretch the field? How do you get guys open down the field? Because they're trying to keep you, check downs and doing all these short passes and then run the ball, which I'm all for run the ball. But you have to try to push the ball down the field a little bit, because what they do is they try to make you dink and dunk, so you have a long sustaining drive in between the 20s. But in the red zone, like, mistakes are happening. The Packers are getting penalties. You got to clean up the penalties. You can't have no more stupid penalties. You can't have false starts and all this stupid stuff. Drive killers. That's all they are. They have to be mentally tough with it. And sustain a drive. Like, get it done. I mean, they've done that even against the Panthers. They had sustained drives, which had mistakes at the end. They'd miss field goals. A 4th and 8, they went for it. Like, it just it makes you want to smash your face through a wall. You know what I mean? With a window on the other side. That's what it does. Like, they have to make better decisions. But I believe in this team. You know what I mean? And they can go out here. And
I do too. The Packers beat themselves, but the reality is they got egg on their face from the Panthers game. They need to go out and show dominance and regain what they had.
Yeah, and they have to, dude. If you get the lead, and in any way, like, you have to be aggressive for full 60 minutes. Like, go out there and punch them in the face and be the more aggressive team. Like, on the offense and defensive line, you have to be the more aggressive team. You have to punch people in the face, and that's kind of what Tucker Kraft would do. And not punch people in the face, but you know what I mean. He was that guy. Like, every play that every defender knew. Like, they come across this dude on the field, it's gonna be getting after it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Robert says, stretch your first round wide receiver down the field instead of using him as a 1-yard masher. Yeah, they have Christian Watson. They got Matthew Golden. Like, dude, stretch the field a little bit.
Yeah, let's go north-south, not
east-west. Even if it doesn't work, have high percentage plays set up for Christian Watson. Like, I don't even care. Like, you want to throw it deep or Matthew Golden. And, like, high percentage wise, like, either they catch it or no one catches it. And I think in Carolina, that Carolina game in Green Bay, it was so windy that I think that interception, like, that ball floated. That was a bad decision. Shouldn't have thrown it to begin with, but that was a bad situation for the passing game, because like, just the wind and all that. And then, that's not excuses, because there were so many bad decisions that the Packers had no business winning that game. But they did that to themselves. But like, I feel like this game they had to push it downfield a little bit. They had to figure it out and stop being so stupid about it. Matt LaFleur, I love Matt LaFleur, but like, stop being so fancy. All these running around stuff, like, everyone's running around and like then nothing happens. Everyone knows what's gonna happen. Like, I call out plays during the watch party, and if I can figure it out, this dumb cheese factory worker, like, what do you think the other team's doing? You know what I mean? Dark Arts Poker said Watson and Golden to score. We will need to win passing the ball. Absolutely, we will. And because the Eagles offense is going to get after it. I don't care what the ranking is. This Eagles team, they're battlers. You know what I mean? They can run the ball. They can get after you. And let's say, even when you stop them short, that's the thing about the Eagles, they got that tush push up their sleeve. So even if you are able, so if it's like 3rd and 6, to them it's 3rd and 5. It's 3rd and 4, because they'll tush push on you. They don't care. They'll go for it on 4th down, in most spots. Move the pocket a little bit. Yeah, I'm down with that too. Like, get Jordan Love kind of on the run. The thing is like, when you do that, like, I'm not talking about, maybe you're not saying exactly what I'm thinking, but like, I do like it when Jordan Love like rolls out. The same thing like with Rodgers back in the day. He'd roll out, and you could have a lot of routes like on the go, like cutting across the field, and I think that those are easier routes. But also, you cut off like half the field when you do that. But either way, they have to get after it. Philly Boy said, "What's Shadrow 95 saying?" I don't think I seen that, unless I missed the comment over there. Let me check. We have 175 people watching live across all the places right now. You know what I mean? One person on Twitch. So is that Shadrow 95? I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any comments over here. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that. What do you think, Vinny?
I kind of agree right there. I definitely agree.
Very smart. You know what I mean? I'm kind of a football mind. You know what I mean?
You are a football
Some people
genius.
confuse me and Andy Herman. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just the football knowledge.
And the other thing you got to look at for on Monday night also, it's going to be a cold one. You're looking at a low of 23. They're calling for flurries, and it's going to be kind of breezy. So it's going to be a cold one at Lambeau.
I don't like that whole flurry nonsense, dude. I call BS on it. I ain't no meteorologist, but I see people say no chances. No, I don't know. I'm just not buying it. And if it is, I think it's gonna be so little. But yeah, it's gonna be chilly though. It's gonna be it's not gonna be it's gonna be like that first type of wintry type of field game. Not that it's winter.
But honestly, it doesn't make a difference because Philadelphia is an outside team. Too,
oh yeah,
so
they're
it's
not
going to make a
they're
difference
not
at
gonna
all.
be cold. But I don't even if you're an outside team this early in the season because I'm an outside dude. Like I live in Wisconsin, but like right now it's cold outside. It's uncomfortable. But like this time, like at the end of winter, this temperature will feel warm.
Exactly.
It's beginning. Everyone's kind of chilly, but I don't think the weather's really going to be a thing. Maybe the ball's more slick, kind of when it kind of gets a little bit chilly. But depending on what the temperature is, but I don't expect it to be an advantage for either one of them come winter weather. Philly boys said I need to be there. Are you going to be Monday Night Football? Are you going to be in Lambeau Field, Philly? Is that what you're saying? Lean on the RPO, maybe. You know what I mean? Yeah, they have to figure stuff. I think they need to switch stuff up. Is what they need to do. Like whatever they were doing before, like don't do that no more. You know what I mean? Like that's my analyst for the Packers offense. Whatever you're doing before, don't do it. No, they did. I just think that they need to someone simplify the offense, and I don't mean simplify as like dumb it down, but like stop all the fancy stuff or at least limit it and just run the ball up the middle. You know what I mean? When you're going to run. Don't, you're doing everyone's running around doing all this stuff. Or you've been doing that stuff so much, start faking it. Start getting weird like that. But you got to have productive plays. You don't just do plays to do plays. And, push the ball down the field. Push the ball down the field. But tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, we got the Raiders. We got the Broncos. We're going to be a live watch party. Come hang out. You know what I mean? I'm off tomorrow. I'm probably at Lambeau Field. Maybe tomorrow and like do some video stuff. You know what I mean? But anyways, I didn't need to tell you that. But we have a ball game tomorrow night. We're going to get after it. I want to say thank you for tuning in live or if you're listening on the podcast. You know what I mean? I appreciate you. Vinny, you have any last words? Not that there's a hitman behind you or nothing.
Sausages.
Do you have any last words? You turn around and there's a guy like with a mask on with a...
Hey, all I'm going to say is I still believe in the Packers. It's still halfway through the season.
Yeah, let them know.
And bottom line, they're still a great team. But you know what? Like you said the other day, it doesn't matter where you're at this point in the season. It matters what it's going to be at the end of the season. You go into the playoffs hot. That's all that matters. Thank you.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? That was well said. No, that's what it is. It doesn't matter. Everything throughout the season is gearing you up for the playoffs. It's just putting you in the best position to go on a run come playoff time. And like until that, it's all just nonsense. Everyone, every podcaster, every sports show, it's all nonsense. We're just talking about like what's going on, but none of it matters because all that matters come, the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season. You're in the right spot. You get into the playoffs, and hopefully you get hot. Because if you don't get hot, you don't win nothing. You don't win.
Here's a good prime example. 2010, who won the division? Right?
Yeah.
Right. The Bears. Right.
The Bears
we got into the playoffs.
Beat them. In the NFC Championship game. That's just...
Yeah, we beat the Bears to go to the Super Bowl because...
The Bears still suck.
Yes!
I'm all fans. I ain't kidding.
Come on there!
You gotta have limit.
Get the beat now, baby. Come on!
He's like, monkey dance! Monkey dance!
I tried to get him to dance, everybody. I tried.
I'm really comfortable. I got my leg leaned up right now. Like this is like a really good spot I'm in. I don't want to mess it up.
You guys realize when we get done with this broadcast and it's all over and we're done, he's going to be like, "Don't ever call me out like that again."
No, I don't do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that I agree with everything you said. Though the Packers, there's no reason for anyone like this season isn't over. You know what I mean?
No.
We're just in the middle. A lot of good stuff happening. I mean, we'll see. Asante Samuel is visiting Green Bay tomorrow, cornerback. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe, I think he's visiting San Francisco the next day. So,
and good thing is we're getting a lot of our offensive linemen that were injured back. That's going to make a huge difference because that's going to open up the door for Jacobs and Wilson. Those guys, our running game is coming back. So,
yep. All wise words from the greatest podcast of all time, the Matt Ramage Show. You know what I mean? If you're not subscribed, if you're watching live right now, go subscribe to the Matt Ramage Show everywhere that you listen to podcasts. If you don't listen to podcasts, maybe it's time to start. Maybe podcasts are missing in your life. You know, the Matt Ramage Show, Apple, Spotify, all the places. If you're listening on a podcast, you can, everywhere that you might be on social media, I'm there too. You know what I mean? Come find me. Matt Ramage. You can go to themattramage.com, my website. You can find all the things, you know what I mean? And go Pack, go. And we're going to wrap this thing up tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football. Come hang out. You know what I mean?
We'll be there. Yes.
We will be there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Judith. Last comment of the stream. We're out, though. Peace out, people.